Who wants to be a good programmer? You? Really? Then you may ask me, what is the criteria to be a good programmer? You wonder, there is no criteria to be a good programmer. No matter if you have a gap in your education, if you have a gap after your job, or if you are non-IT background, if you belong to art, commerce, doesn't matter what is your age, no matter if you are if you are not physically disabled, if your brain works, eyes works, your hand works, you can be a good programmer. Then you might ask me what you have to do to be a good programmer. Then just follow these 6 steps to be a good programmer. The first step is peruse basic concepts. If you are new to a programming language, no matter whether it is a Java, C, C++, or Python, Ruby, PHP, or .NET, whichever language it may be. So to understand the basic concepts of any programming language, you have to purchase books to understand its syntax, its basic concept. For example, for Java, you have to understand OOPS concept, that is encapsulation, polymorphism, abstraction, and inheritance. What is class, what is object, how they get stored. So at the beginning, we have to read theoretical part. So you will understand the keywords or identifiers or how to write code, indentations, and naming convention. These are theoretical parts. You have to read it at the beginning. And if you don't want to spend to purchase books, hard copy, obviously you have internet. Just Google basic of Java programming or basic of C programming, whichever language you are interested in, or search it and read the basics of that language. So once you're acquainted with the basic concepts, then you can move ahead and yes, that's the time. Get up and start code. Yeah, code now. I don't expect you to write a big complex code like a thread and socket programming or RMI programming in Java. You just have to write a simple code that will print a hello world on the console. So just simple program that will print hello world. Yeah, obviously it is quite at the beginning it is quite difficult for you to understand the syntax and you may fumble while writing the code. So you don't have to mug up all the syntax, just read the books, or they might have given a simple example how to print output on the console. Just write that code, or you can also write a code for addition, subtraction, just simple codes that will print sum of two numbers or Fibonacci series. So you can Google how to write a code for Fibonacci series or Armstrong number, or how to add two numbers in Java. So you will get the code, you will understand that, and try to write these codes in a notepad, because in the beginning it is not recommended to use IDE. If you write the code in notepad, then you will understand where you may go wrong, or you will get a practice to um, debug your code. So if you just write your code, just code it, and you may find so many errors at the beginning, but don't fret about it. You can copy that error and paste it on the Google, so you will get the answer from different forums, because there are so many forums for each and every language. For example, Stack Overflow, Code Ranch, or you can also put your code on the GitHub, so you will get answer to your queries over there. So just don't fret about it. And once you advance in learning the language, here for example Java, there are few concepts in Java like thread, socket, or RMI or swing if you want to develop a standard application. So sometime probably you may face a situation where you will not find a solution. You may search on the Google or Quora, Stack Overflow. What you have to do is join coders group. For example, create an account on sorry, you can create an account on Stack Overflow. You can ask whatever problem you may have. You can also post your code. So the experts will definitely help you there to solve your problems. You can ask any kind of the question to them, or just post your code, or they will tell you that what sort of the correction you have to make in that. So it's instead of writing a code alone, if you make your group of a particular language, or for example if you want to learn Java, it is really good to know more than one language. But as, for the sake of example, if you want to learn Java, make a group of Java coders, or and you can have a task and solve the task in a group. For example, if you have a task to swap the values of two numbers, okay, swap the value of two variables, then um, you may come up with a solution that using three variables, or one of your member of your group uh, may get a solution by using only two variables. So instead of using third variable and wasting uh, storage for third variable, you can swap the values of two variables using only two variables. So rather than having only one solution, by by doing practice solely, if you work in a group, then you will have different ways of solving your problem. So you can join Stack Overflow, you can join Code Range, or different forums are there. You can join these forums, you can read blogs, you can ask them, you can get advice and tips. So you will understand how to write a beautiful code. Being programmer is, I think it's easy, but being skilled programmer or writing beautiful code or clean code. So if you hand over your code to a new programmer or new person, so you won't have to explain him what that code is all about. If you give your code to another programmer, that code should be self-explained. It should have comments in that. It should be well intended, and the naming convention should be used. So to know and understand how to write a clean code, it is better to join a group. It is better to um, get support or tips from experts. There are so many experts and they have their own blogs. You can post here, you can ask them why this and why not that. So you will learn more over there. So third step is to join coders group. The next one is get certified. Yeah, I do understand that it is not necessary to get certified to get a job. To get a job, it's not mandatory to get certified. And it is also not like that if you get certified, then you will definitely get job. No. The main mistake people do is that getting certified is not just to get a job. The intention of being certified is to get the basic knowledge, depth knowledge of programming. For example, OCA, OCP is there. So if you prepare for this certification, then you will have a depth basic knowledge of core Java. So it's not to embrace the interviewer or make your resume look good. The reason to get certified is to get knowledge. probably you may not be financially strong enough to pay such a large amount to get certified. So what I would suggest is to buy some books, certification books, and just read it. If you don't want to get certified, no matter, but you will get knowledge by reading this book. So the intention or the purpose of reading these books, certification books, should be to get knowledge, because as all of you know that knowledge is the key to the success. So if you want to be a skilled programmer, then it's good if you read these books. So when you are acquainted or familiar with all these things, and you're having good enough knowledge to develop an application, so start developing an application. In the beginning you may find so many problems, no matter, but if you develop an application, then give it to your friends or your family members or the people which are close to you. You just give it to them to use it. So develop such kind of application that will be used in daily basis. For example, uh, you can develop an application like a digital diary, or an application for making a schedule or planning a new year, planning what you want to do in the next year. So such kind of application that will be used by most of the people. So develop such kind of application and give it to your friend. And the intention to give it to your friend is, don't expect any payment at the beginning, because this is your first time to develop an application. And the purpose of developing and giving this application to your friends or the people which are close to you is to get the feedback from them, whether they like your application, whether it was useful or not, what are the problems, what sort of the problem they have faced, and gather their requirements, new feature they want you to implement in that application. So try to understand their requirements, solve the problems, and here you will learn how to implement new things, and you will understand where you went wrong, and what you have to do to remove or get rid of that loopholes which are maybe in that application. So here you will understand how to develop an application and keep developing new applications, so you will get hands on it. Once you get hands on it, then you will be confident develop new application, and you can also upload that application on that code on GitHub, and different sites are there where you can upload your application and make it open source, so users will download and use it, and you can get feedback from them also. And the last but not least is, absolutely you have to love your job. Whatever you do, you must adore it, because at the end of the day, what you have done, you must enjoy it, because money is not everything. What you do, enjoy it, because if you enjoy that, you will do your best, you will put your best foot forward, and absolutely money and fame will follow it. Thank you.